Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. We are often told that time is money. We are told that procrastination is the thief of time. We are told to do it today. But what if procrastination isn't a flaw? What if it's a weapon? Imagine an enemy that runs on perfect efficiency. An enemy that plans their conquest down to the nanosecond. An enemy that has never missed a deadline in the history of their civilization. Now, imagine what happens when that enemy meets a species that will do literally anything to avoid a difficult conversation. Today's story is about the invasion of the Chronos Empire. They arrived with a strict schedule: conquer Earth on Monday, Mars on Tuesday, and be home for Victory Tea on Friday. But they didn't account for the human ability to say, "Can we push this to next week? My plate is kind of full right now." This is the story of the longest, most boring standoff in galactic history. If you are currently watching this video instead of doing the thing you are supposed to be doing, smash that like button. You are training for planetary defense. And if you want to see an alien warlord die of old age in a waiting room, subscribe and ring the bell. We'll get started in just a minute. Maybe after a coffee. High Commander Vex of the Chronos Dominion checked his chronometer. It was synchronized to the atomic vibration of the universe. "We have arrived at Sol 3, Vex announced. "Precision, absolute. The invasion window is open. We have exactly 24 standard hours to subjugate the population before the supply fleet arrives for the victory parade." The Chronosians were tall, clockwork-like beings. They didn't just value time, they worshipped it. Their entire culture was built on the schedule. Being late was a capital offense. To waste someone's time was to steal their life. The massive, gear-shaped ships descended over the United Nations in New York. Vex broadcasted his message to the world. "People of Earth, I am Commander Vex. You have been categorized for annexation. You have 24 hours to unconditional surrender. If you do not comply by 12 p.m. tomorrow, we will initiate the kinetic bombardment." Tick-tock. The message was clear. The threat was real. The United Nations went into a panic. The military prepared for a fight they couldn't win. But then a junior assistant secretary named Dave raised his hand. Sir?" Dave said to the Secretary General. "Tomorrow is Saturday. So? Well, nobody works on Saturday. The office is closed. We can't sign a treaty if the notary isn't here. Union rules." The Secretary General paused. "You're right. We can't authorize a surrender on the weekend. It would be overtime pay." A reply was sent to the alien flagship. "Dear Commander Vex," the message read. "We have received your request for surrender. Unfortunately, our offices are currently closed for the weekend. We reopen on Monday at 9 a.m. Would it be possible to reschedule the invasion for Monday afternoon? Best regards, Earth." On the bridge of the timekeeper, Vex stared at the message. "Closed?" Vex asked, his internal gears grinding. How can a planet be closed? Do they not rotate? Do they not exist on weekends? "It appears to be a cultural protocol, Commander," his aide reported. "They refuse to conduct official business during the weekend. If we attack now, we violate the Galactic Fair War Act regarding administrative hours." Vex sighed. He hated inefficiency. "Fine. We are civilized conquerors. We will wait 48 hours. Monday at 9 a.m. sharp. Mark it on the calendar." Monday came. 9 a.m. The Chronos fleet powered up their weapons. "Open a channel," Vex ordered. "Accept their surrender." The screen lit up. A human diplomat appeared. He looked frazzled. He was holding a coffee cup and shuffling papers. "Hi. Commander Vex, right?" the human said. "So sorry to keep you waiting. Monday mornings are crazy here. The coffee machine broke and traffic was a nightmare." "It is 9:05, Vex said coldly. "You are 5 minutes late. Surrender now." Right, the surrender," the diplomat nodded. "We are totally ready to do that. But we hit a snag. The president is actually out of town on a diplomatic summit in Brussels. He has the pen. You know, the ceremonial pen? We can't sign the treaty without the pen. It's a whole legal thing." Vex twitched. "Use another pen." "We can't," the diplomat gasped. "It has to be the pen of state. Look, he's back on Wednesday. Can we push this to Wednesday? Say 2 p.m.? We can do a working lunch." Vex looked at his tactical officer. "Is this real? Can a species be this disorganized?" "Scans indicate high levels of incompetence, Commander. It seems plausible." "Wednesday," Vex growled. 2 p.m. Do not be late." Wednesday came. At 1:55 p.m., Vex received an email. Subject: "Oh, out of office. Body: Hi, thanks for your email. I am currently away on a team-building retreat in the Bahamas with limited access to email. If this is an emergency regarding planetary surrender, please contact my assistant, Linda. Vex screamed. He physically screamed at the screen. Contact Linda, he roared. They called Linda. Hello. Linda answered, chewing gum. We are here to conquer. Vex shouted. Oh, honey, I don't handle the conquest schedule, Linda said. You need to talk to the Department of Defense. Let me transfer you. Click. Hold music started playing. It was a smooth jazz version of The Girl from Ipanema. Vex sat on his command throne, listening to the saxophone. 10 minutes passed. 20. Commander, the tactical officer whispered fearfully. We have been on hold for 45 minutes. Our invasion timeline is slipping. We are behind schedule. I will not hang up. Vex snapped. If I hang up, I lose my place in the queue. 2 hours later, the line disconnected. Vex broke his chair. That is it, he yelled. No more calls. Prepare the laser batteries. We fire at dawn. But just before dawn, a priority message arrived from Earth. It was marked urgent, compliance update. Vex opened it. Commander Vex, the letter read. We have reviewed your request to destroy the planet. We have realized that we need to conduct an environmental impact study first. We cannot allow you to vaporize cities without ensuring it doesn't hurt the local owl population. The study will take approximately 6 months. Thank you for your patience. 6 months? Vex whispered. They want us to wait in orbit for 6 months? We cannot attack without the impact study, the aide reminded him. Galactic Law Section 4. We would lose our conquering license. Vex sat down. He looked at the blue marble below. Fine, he said, defeated. 6 months. We will wait. Put the crew in cryosleep. Wake me when the owls are counted. 6 months later. Vex woke up. Is the study done? Yes, Commander. But there is a problem. The humans have appealed the findings. They formed a committee. The Save the Owl Committee. They are currently debating the definition of vaporization in the Supreme Court. The hearings are scheduled for next year. Next year? The years turned into decades. The Chronos fleet remained in orbit. They became a fixture of the night sky. Humans called them the parking lot. Vex grew old. His gears rusted. His enthusiasm faded. Every few months he would send a message, Are you ready yet? And every time Earth would reply, Hey, so sorry for the delay. It's been a crazy quarter. Let's circle back after the holidays? Just touching base. Can we put a pin in this until Q3? Quick question before we surrender. Does your empire offer dental? We need to review the benefits package before signing. The Chronosians, obsessed with order, could not handle the chaos. They couldn't attack a target that was technically willing to surrender but just busy right now. It didn't fit their combat algorithms. They spent their time maintaining their ships, painting the hulls, and filling out their own internal paperwork about the delay. The invasion force became a bureaucracy. Vex stopped wearing his armor. He started wearing a bathrobe. He spent his days watching Earth TV signals. He got really into The Bachelor. 50 years after the arrival. High Commander Vex lay on his deathbed in the medical bay of the Timekeeper. He was 300 years old. He was tired. A message came through from Earth. Commander, his grandson Vex Jr. ran into the room. The humans? They sent a message. They say they are finally ready. The committee has disbanded. The president is free. They have scheduled the surrender for tomorrow at noon. Vex opened his weary eyes. He smiled a sad, knowing smile. Tomorrow? Vex rasped. Always tomorrow. Shall I prepare the weapons, grandfather? Shall we finally claim victory? Vex shook his head. Don't bother, Vex whispered. Check the date, boy. Vex Jr. looked at the calendar. It is July 4th. Exactly, Vex sighed. It's a holiday. They're going to cancel in the morning. They're going to say they're at a barbecue. Then what do? We leave, Vex said, closing his eyes. Pack up the fleet. Go home. Tell the High Council that Earth is unconquerable. What? Are they too strong? No, Vex said, his voice fading. They are too busy. You cannot conquer a people who can stare at a deadline for 50 years and just shrug. Vex died peacefully, knowing he would never have to sit on hold with Linda again. The Chronos fleet left the solar system. On Earth, the alien response team received the notification that the invaders had departed. Dave, now 75 years old and still a junior assistant, looked at the screen. Hey, Dave said to his intern. The aliens left. Oh really? The intern asked. Did we win? I guess so. Man, I was finally gonna finish that surrender paperwork today. Oh well. Dave tossed the unfinished form into the trash. Wanna go get lunch? Sure. But I have to push my 1 p.m. meeting to tomorrow. No problem, Dave smiled. It can wait. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. Procrastination is often seen as a vice. But remember, if you put off your problems long enough, sometimes they just fly away. If you are watching this video to avoid doing real work, hit that like button. You are a strategic genius. Comment below, what is the longest you have ever put off a task? Subscribe. And remember, never do today what you can reschedule for the next century. Meeting cancelled.